Test, 1, 2. There, I can hear me. Yep. And good evening, everyone. You are listening to the Sound Live Sports Network, where we are broadcasting live from the Terraceum at Mountlake Terrace High School tonight. A volleyball matchup between the Mountlake Terrace Hawks and the Meadowdale Mavericks. They're announcing the starting lineups right now. We'll go ahead and let the microphones pick that up as they announce the teams.
At center, a 5'8" sophomore, number 6, Lauren Honeywell. An outside hitter, 5'8" sophomore, number 7, Emily Carroll. At center, a 5'4" sophomore, number 8, Mario Gonzalez. And the middle blocker, 5'8" sophomore, number 13, Edie Freed. Meadowdale's barrel is a 5'6" junior, number 11, Caitlin Wester. The Mavericks coached by Nation Trump. And now let's meet the starting lineups for your Mountlake Terrace Hawks. At middle, a 5'7" senior, number 1, Gabby Judy. At middle, a 5'8" senior, number 2, Emily Ike. An outside hitter, 5'9" senior, number 3, Nikki Boucher. An outside hitter, 5'8" senior, number 5, Alicia Clayton. And at center, a 5'5" sophomore, number 13, Grace Rocco.
A shelf.
A defensive specialist, a 5'4" senior, number 8, Esther Bapko. And at libero from Mountlake Terrace, a 5'4" senior, number 14, Allie Hitchcock. The Hawks are coached by Marietta Snyder, assisted by Renee Newark, Yvonne Messi, and Nara Fujita. Tonight's officials are Tony Help and Donna Vitaro. And now, ladies and gentlemen, will you please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Gentlemen, please remove your hats. I pledge allegiance.
That are unfortunately not having quite the years they were hoping for. Two teams that finished tied on top of the West Coast standings last year. It is a 13-team conference this year, and these two teams are right now fighting for 11th place. Mountlake Terrace with a record of 1 win and 7 losses in conference. Meadowdale 1 win and 8 loss. Both of which have defeated Marysville Getchell this year, and that is their only win thus far. So something's got to give. One of these teams is going to get a win tonight. As we mentioned, Mountlake Terrace, the home team. We've got, starting for Mountlake Terrace, number 1 playing middle, Gabby Judy. Number 2 playing middle, Emily Ike. Number 3 outside hitter, Nikki Boucher. Number 5 outside hitter, Alicia Klingen. Number 7, Grace Rocco, who's the setter. And your libero is number 14, Allie Hitchcock. For Meadowdale, number 2, Lavina Sheehan. Number 3, Kristen Yim. Number 6, Lauren Honeywell. Number 7, Emily Carroll. Number 8, Mariel Gonzalez. And number 11, Caitlin Webster. Webster being the libero for the Mavericks. It's going to be a little bit hard to see this on TV. Mountlake Terrace wearing dark home uniforms. Meadowdale wearing I guess it's a navy blue. It's pretty darn close to dark as well. Both teams looking very similar. We get a double hit by Meadowdale. Mountlake Terrace scores the first point of the night. Welcome, Vince Camaro.
Hey, Steve. How you doing?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. And it's fun to be here. A couple of volleyball games here the last few broadcasts, and that's great.
Grace Rocco with the serve. Meadowdale finally putting it back over. Hitchcock Rocco setting it up nicely for Boucher, who slams the point home. 2-0 Mountlake Terrace.
Great start for the Hawks here. You're right about the uniforms.
Yeah.
I noticed that in the JV matchup, with the exception of the numerals and the piping, the stripes, the uniforms almost look identical from up here.
Rocco with another serve. And give the point to Meadowdale. That was number 7, Emily Carroll. Outside hitter, only a sophomore. Carroll gets the first point on the board for Meadowdale. This is two different teams here when you look at the rosters. Rocco being the only non-senior on the Mountlake Terrace varsity team.
Right.
She is a sophomore. Meadowdale, quite the opposite as we get you caught up here as Rocco sets that up to Emily Ike. Ike faked it. Boucher goes up for the hit, but at that point, that was a fourth hit. That's going to give another point to Meadowdale. It's 2-2. And Meadowdale, on the other hand, they have 2 seniors on their entire team, neither of which are starting tonight. So a team made up of mostly juniors and sophomores with a couple of freshmen as well. Definitely a rebuild team, if you will, for Meadowdale. As we mentioned earlier, these two teams, as Emily Ike gets that one into the net, Meadowdale with their 3rd straight point. It's now 2-3, Meadowdale with their first lead. So Meadowdale, a team that went 8-1 last year and tied for first, definitely in rebuild mode. This was a Mountlake Terrace team that lost a few key seniors, but I think they expected to maybe contend a little bit more so this year with the number of seniors that they have on this roster. It just hasn't quite happened. And they've been some close games, but not getting the results they wanted. And give another point to number 7, Emily Carroll, as she hits that one at an angle that Mountlake Terrace just could not come up with, and that is the 4th straight point for Meadowdale.
Excellent angle that time, as you mentioned, by Carroll. Hawks just kind of out of position a little bit right now, a little flat-footed after those 2 quick points.
Sophomore Lauren Honeywell with these serves. She served the last 3 points. It's Babko with the point for the Terrace Hawks. Mr. Babko going up there from the outside spot on the right side.
Yeah, Esther didn't have to elevate too much there because she made a smart decision in terms of where she was going to place it, and now she gets to serve.
Senior. Listed at 5'4". Snap all over. Webster with a nice dig. Unfortunately, it's just a little bit too far for her teammate. She was intending to set up Lauren Honeywell there. Honeywell was kind of in that spot where she wasn't sure if the ball was going over the net or not, so she pulled up, and the ball just happened to hit the top of the net. Fell into play, and Mountlake Terrace with the 4-4 tie. Meadowdale getting the big point. That's number 12 on the play. It's Ellie Cashdollar. Cashdollar is a junior. Getting her first action tonight as she's subbed in. Giving Meadowdale a 4-5 lead here in the first set. Jay Rocco giving over to Judy. Webster digs it out for Meadowdale. Another big hit for Meadowdale. That was number 14 on the play. Coltrane, her first action of the night, as Webster sets up Carroll. Best rally of the night so far. Emily Ike going for the kill. So Emily came into the net.
Yeah. No, I think they're giving that point to Terrace. Maybe somebody else got underneath the net a little bit or something. Yeah, I thought the same thing that you did.
5-5 as Nikki Boucher goes to serve for the Hawks. Just hit a little bit too far. Number 12, Ellie Cashdollar with the hit. Out of play, Mountlake Terrace with a 6-5 lead. So neither one of these teams holding more than a 2-point advantage here thus far.
Well,
it's going back and forth.
Yeah, you mentioned these are 2 pretty evenly matched teams on paper. Now we're seeing it on the court.
Rocco sets up Klingon. Klingon pops that one over nicely. Webster with the bump. And hitting it just a little too far, and that was Mariel Gonzalez. I'm sorry, that was Emily Carroll, number 7 with the hit, the sophomore. Mountlake Terrace now with a 7-5 lead. They've now scored the last 3 points.
See if we can break out of that no more than 2-point lead.
That's hit there by number 13. That was Dee Free for Meadowdale. Judy sets that to Rocco, hits it over to Klingen. Klingen just taps it over right perfectly where they weren't. Just drops it right into play there on the right-hand side of the floor. Klingen almost aiming it for that line and just put it right inside. Hawks with 4 straight points, and they now lead 8-5.
That's just great floor vision by Klingen.
Shea with another save. Webster initially going to bump it, finally sets it with the overhand. Rocco over to Ike. Ike popping that one over rather nicely. Klingen going for the big hit. Webster coming up with it. Honeywell. Points another day.
Yeah. I think maybe one of the Hawks got into the net there on that side. Maybe Ike, I'm not sure. We're not, well, let's see. Hawks up 2, I guess, huh?
They had 4 straight points before that, so
yep.
From 8-5 to 8-6. It was Webster with a serve. Nice hit by Judy. Coltrane sets that one up for Webster. Hitchcock comes up to bump that into the air. Emily Ike going for the big kill. Almost got it. Nice save there. That was number 7, Terrell. Digging that one off the ground. Klingen goes for the big hit, puts it right into the net. Give credit to Kristen Yem as well as Ellie Cashdollar. They both were set up ready to block that one if need be, and I think that might have thrown Klingen off a little bit.
Oh boy, a little miscommunication there.
Judy and Rocco just getting in each other's way on that one, and unfortunately for the Hawks, the ball hits the ground, and that will be a point to Meadowdale. So really, as we mentioned before, a game of streaks right now. As Mountlake Terrace had 4 straight points, and now Meadowdale comes back with 3 of their own. Make that 4 as Judy just hits that one just a little bit too far to the left.
Yep.
Meadowdale now with a 1-point lead, 9-8 here in the first set.
You're right in terms of streaks in this game.
He saves that one into an area where Emily Ike is not able to come up with it. Give Meadowdale another point, 5 straight points now, and Caitlin Webster going to serve for the 5th straight time. Hitchcock to Rocco. Klingen goes for the big hit. Give a lot of credit to him as well as
Cashdollar, yeah.
Both of them getting up there for the block. I think Cashdollar might have been the one that got it.
Yeah, I think so.
6 straight points for Meadowdale, 8-11 here in the first set. Ike to Rocco, back to Ike. And Emily Ike with the kill, dumps that one perfectly right in between the Meadowdale players, just beyond the attack line there. Picks up the point, that makes it 9-11 for Meadowdale.
And stop that streak. The Hawks were struggling there for a while.
Emily Ike with a big serve. Webster in with another nice play, almost got a point. Hawks were able to dig it out. And Emily Ike puts that one into the net. Meadowdale point. Substituting and coming in to serve right now for Meadowdale. That's number 8, Mariel Gonzalez, the 5'4" sophomore. Gonzalez hits it right in the direction of Ike. Hawks getting her first action of the night as she's now checked in. We're number 11 for Mountlake Terrace.
Double hit.
Double hit by Meadowdale. Point for Mountlake Terrace. It's 10-12.
I think if you were keeping track here, and it's one of those stats that I'm sure applies to several sports, but unforced errors in this match so far costing both teams.
There have been a few. Gabby Judy with the serve. Webster digs it out. Honeywell sets it up rather nicely. That was number 14, Coltrane, going for the kill. Terrace digs it out. Another nice block. That was Yim this time. Kristen Yim, the 5'7" junior, with the block. Oh, no, they're going to give that to Mountlake Terrace. Is that what they call net on that?
I believe they came into the net.
Okay. Net violation right there. Mountlake Terrace with another point. It's now 11-12. And an ace for Judy there. Nice service. Gonzalez trying to make the diving effort for the dig. Couldn't come up with it. Hawks now with 3 straight points. It's 12-12. Judy with the overhead serve, and Judy with the second ace. Deja vu as she went right at Gonzalez one more time. Almost the exact same spot as she had the last serve, and that's 2 straight points there for Gabby.
Go there again, I guess, huh?
See if she's aiming one more time. This time she hits it over to the left-hand side of Meadowdale. With the bump, gets it over to Cox. Cox is going to put it over the net. Webster near that back line. Coltrane going for the big field. Nice dig by Boucher. Ike setting up Judy, who Judy dumps it in for another point. Having Judy on fire all of a sudden. She had 2 aces before that. And she just dumps that into an area where nobody could get it.
What a great look, too. After she just tipped that over there, she almost looked guilty about it. That was a great play.
Stepped in front of one of her teammates for it, but it was worth it.
Yeah. A little deception there.
Honeywell to Coltrane. Nice dig by Ike. She's right there to put the ball over to Cox. Klingon going up for the point. Spiking that one down.
That might be the best spike so far by the Hawks. One of the things I noticed is that the Hawks have a tendency to try to drive that ball through the block instead of trying to do something with it maybe around the block. And that time, that's what Klingon did, just came on the near side of it.
Judy with the serve once again. Honeywell to Yim. Judy pops up into the air. Boucher right there to get over to Ike. Ike with the overhand. Just a bit too far. Meadowdale Terrace's streak of 6 straight points comes to an end. And Meadowdale now with the serve one more time. And the Mavs trailing 15-13. Lavina Sheehan got the serve. She's wearing the number 2, the 5'3" junior. Sheehan hitting that one way too far as Hitchcock very wisely lets it go. Mountlake Terrace with another point. It's 16-13.
Yeah, the way that ball came off her hand, it looked like maybe it was going to dive down when it got close to the back line, but it just didn't. It just stayed up there.
We've got Alicia Klingon, the captain, as we documented last week. Missed her junior year with an ACL injury. Klingon with a big week last week. She was the homecoming queen here at Mountlake Terrace High School. And Klingon with a nice jig right there. Honeywell sets that up to Yim. Hitchcock with a nice dig on that play. Klingon goes for the big hit and hits it just a little bit too far. Another point for Meadowdale, 16-14.
Seems like neither team wants to take charge here. A couple of nice long streaks, but not much in the way of any distance.
Yim with the serve. Boucher with a nice hit. Dug out very nicely by Sheehan. Carroll with a big hit. Ike sending it back to the other side. Nice dig by Gonzalez. Carroll with a nice hit there for Meadowdale, but Mountlake Terrace able to come up with it. Carroll's going to go for a spike this time and hits it too far. Ball just carried a bit. Mountlake Terrace's point gives the Hawks a 17-14 advantage. Rocco checking back into the game for Mountlake Terrace as number 11, Andrea Cox, checks out.
Number 13, Grace Rocco.
We've got a quick timeout. We'll take a break. You are watching the Sound Alive Sports Network.
Welcome to Northwest Best, brought to you by Smart Service Subaru. Here's your host, Mike Halsey.
We're back at the Red Onion in Mountlake Terrace, and I'm with the owner, Sean, and the food here is absolutely terrific. The burgers are made with 100% beef, made to order with fresh ingredients. And you're involved in a lot of community projects.
Yes, Mike, we are. With the help of our loyal customers, we're able to give back to our community. Such as we take 100 kids shopping with cops and join us for our terrific Tuesday fundraisers. Join us
at Red Onion Burger.
And thank you for watching.
And we are back again. Mountlake Terrace with a 17-14 lead. And getting the point are the Hawks. Number 7, Emily Carroll trying to dump that ball over the net. Came up a bit short. Give the point to the Hawks, 18-14. Grace Rocco with the serve. Webster trying with the overhand hit. Gets it right into the net. Another point for the Hawks. They now lead 19-14.
So Maybe a little bit of distance here. What do you think? Separating the two teams.
Oh, between the two finally. Yeah, it's a 5-point game right now for the Hawks.
Oh, boy.
And as soon as you say that, Rocco
Sorry.
puts it into the net. The jinx is on.
Oh, man.
Dropping back to serve for Meadowdale. That's number 6, Lauren Honeywell. 5'8" sophomore. Honeywell with the big overhand serve. Nice job by Emily Ike to get it down on a knee and dig that one out. Sheehan hits it over to Honeywell. Putting the ball over there rather nicely was number 12. That was Cash Dollar. Rocco sets it up to Boucher. Boucher going for the big hit. Nice dig there by number 6. That was Honeywell one more time. Honeywell setting the ball up. Blocking down. Was that Esther Babcock?
Wow, that was, yeah.
Babcock with the big block as Cash Dollar was going for the overhand kill. And Babcock steps up to the net, blocks it, and the Terrace Hawks now with a 20-15 lead here in the first set.
Esther showing some good ups there. Just 5'4", maybe a little bit taller than 5'4".
Allie Hitchcock with the serve. Honeywell hitting that one back to Cash Dollar. Goes into the net. Mountlake Terrace point.
I'm not going to say anything about the score this time. Let's see if that'll help.
I'll try it. It is the biggest lead of the night so far for either team.
Absolutely.
Back gets the serve over. Sheehan was the one to dig it out. Honeywell. It's over to Carroll. Ike with a nice dump right over the head of everybody as it was Dee Dee Free who stepped up to try to block it, and Ike initially looked like she was going to go for the big hit and just doinked it right over her head and gets the point, 22-15.
Ooh.
Hitchcock gets that one far and wide. Out of bounds, 22-16. Meadowdale trailing by 6, and they're back on the serve. Reminder, you need 25 points to win the set. You must be up by 2. Emily Carroll, number 7, with the serve.
Ouch.
That's not what she wanted to do.
Coltrane had just come into the game, too. It was up there at that net getting ready and just took one in the back. She's smiling. It's going to be okay.
She shakes it off a little bit. Get her back to practice later.
Yep.
Nikki Boucher with the serve as Webster digs it out. Honeywell hits that one over to Coltrane. Rocco with the set. Point for Mountlake Terrace as Dee Dee Free had the right idea. She went up to the block and got a little too much on it as the ball ricocheted off of her on the block and went all the way past the back line. Mountlake Terrace now serving for the set with the 24-16 lead, and Nikki Boucher trying to give Terrace and that's not the way to do it. Puts it right into the net. Had a chance to win that set for the Hawks, and instead Meadowdale with a chance to steal here as Caitlin Webster, part of the Webster family. It's been around sports for quite a few years between both of these schools. Ike sits that to Rocco, back to Ike for the big hit, and Webster very wisely lets that one go over her head. Out of bounds, another point for Meadowdale, and it's 24-18.
Must have been a net violation or something, because that ball definitely went out of bounds.
It was way out of bounds. They give Mountlake Terrace the point, and that is the set. We'll take a quick break. You're watching the Sound Live Sports Network.
Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com.
People assume quality car insurance has to cost more. People assume too much. The truth is, drivers who switched to Allstate last year saved money and got better protection. So get the facts. Because you know what they say about people who assume. They pay more for car insurance than you and me.
To see how much you can save on car insurance and much more, call Jeff Smar. Jeff's office serves many areas including Linwood, Edmonds, Bothell, and Mountlake Terrace. He can be reached at 425-949-7103 or jeffsmar@allstate.com.
Are you a whiz in filmmaking? Do you want to become extraordinary in filmmaking? Then come to Shoreline Community College and work with Shoreline Productions, where you will learn to transform your work in teams of working professionals and students to create enchanting effects such as green screen, text animation, and so much more. So come to Shoreline Community College, where you can mystify and dazzle in filmmaking.
Hey sports fans, do you want to know when and where your favorite teams in the West Coast Conference are playing? Who won the game last night and what the current standings are? Well, it's easy to find out on westcoathletics.com. The information is entered by athletic directors and coaches, so you know it's accurate and up to date, making westcoathletics.com the place to view official scores, schedules, standings, and photos for all the schools and all the sports in the West Coast Conference. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook and check out westcoathletics.com, the official website of the West Coast Conference.
And we are back again here at the Terraceum. Mountlake Terrace taking the first set 25-17. Set number 2 coming up right now. It is the best 3 out of 5. The Hawks are on the left side of your screen this set, wearing the home black. I would say dark, but they're both dark.
They're both, yeah.
Meadowdale wearing a very dark navy blue, I guess, if you will.
Yeah, it is.
Light blue trim.
Now that my eyes have adjusted, I can definitely tell that that's navy blue and not black, but boy.
Both good-looking uniforms.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
when they're playing each other, it makes it a little bit difficult to distinguish if you're watching on the screen there.
There used to be traditions about, light and dark, whether you wore them at home or away, and it seems like in the last 10, 15 years, most of all those traditions have pretty much been thrown out. It's like, whatever the kids want to wear.
Well, I guess in a non-contact sport, it's not quite as
It's
crucial.
not,
when
you're
you're
right.
playing in a football game and you're going out for a pass, and
Yeah.
you're the quarterback, and out of the corner of your eye, you see every single jersey looks identical. It's a little bit tough, but
Yeah.
I think over here, at least you know that there's a net that separates
Yeah.
one team from the other.
And if you're on the wrong side, it's going to be a problem anyway.
Yeah,
So
no kidding.
the liberos at least are wearing different colors. So.
Yeah. Speaking of libero, Hitchcock bumping that one over as Boucher goes for the kill and hits it just a bit too far. By a bit too far, I mean 6 or 7 feet too far. Point for Meadowdale. They are now up 1-0 here in the second set as number 6, Lauren Honeywell, sets back to serve one more time. Honeywell, the 5'8" sophomore. Hitchcock sets it over to Rocco. Rocco to Babco. Nice dig there by Sheehan. Meadowdale getting that ball over. Rocco thought she was going to set it up for one of her Hawk players. Decides not to as Honeywell sets that one up. Nice play by number 10. That's Madison Allen, who we're seeing for the first time tonight.
Wow.
Lingen going for the big hit behind the attack line.
She was deep.
She was deep and still is able to get that one over as she scores one of the nicer looking points of the night. 1-1, all tied up here in set number 2. Allie Hitchcock back to serve. Hitchcock from one libero to the other, hits it to Caitlin Webster. Allen pops that over for Meadowdale. Emily Ike going for the big hit, and she hits it too far. Another point for Meadowdale. Mavericks now with a 2-1 lead here in the second set. Mentioned it earlier, Vince. This is a Meadowdale team that's rebuilding this year. They're 1-8 in conference. I was looking at some of the stats earlier tonight as Rocco sets that one back to Boucher. Boucher hits that one over. So Meadowdale went into the net. 2-2 score. So Meadowdale 1-8 in conference on the year, 1-10 overall. This is a Meadowdale team that over the last 3 years prior to this season, their conference record was a combined 25 wins and 4 losses, finishing either in first or second each of those 3 years. This team that had a very dominant volleyball program.
There's a great shot.
Nice hit
Coltrane.
Yeah, Haley Coltrane, a freshman, by the way. She's the only freshman on either one of these varsity teams, 5'6", and she gets a big point for Meadowdale. Makes it 2-3. So Meadowdale kind of in uncharted territory, if you will, for them. They're used to being near the top of the standings, and this year a bit of a rebuild, but as we mentioned, only 2 seniors on the entire team. Madison Allen, who's playing here in the second set, one of them. And the other one hasn't even played yet tonight, and that's Sarah Copa. So this is a very young team.
Yeah.
Meadowdale picks up another point, 2-4. And Webster back to serve. Webster, a part of that very strong Meadowdale softball team that we've been watching over the last couple of years, part of the action we've been bringing you on the Sound Life Sports Network.
Double hit there. Yeah, that's, boy, you mentioned good athletics programs here. Women's teams from both these schools have enjoyed quite a bit of success, but you have to definitely give the nod to Meadowdale when you combine what they've done in volleyball and softball and some of the other women's sports too. They've had a real consistent run here the last several years.
Yeah, soccer is another program
right.
where they're usually strong. This year they're down in soccer as well. They're struggling near the back of the standings, but certainly they've made up for that in football, I guess. They're
yeah.
Maverick football team looking very strong as they're ranked 7th in the state right now. Giving that point to Meadowdale, it's now 3-5. Checking back in for the Mavericks, that's number 8. Mariel Gonzalez. Gonzalez coming in for number 9. Nicole Mogg. Mogg was a player we didn't see very much of, if at all, in the first set. Only a sophomore. Hitchcock steps up, puts that one right over where Coltrane is able to get to it. Honeywell went for the big hit. Kind of an open-handed spike, if you will.
Yeah.
Puts that one over rather nicely and gets the point. Meadowdale now leads 3-6 here in the second set.
Very deceptive little play, though. That was very clever.
Just tuning in, Mountlake Terrace winning the first set 25-17. Mountlake Terrace on the left-hand side of your screen going for the kill. There is Alicia Klingen. Klingen having herself one heck of a game so far tonight.
Yeah, I say that's, trying to find the hot hand occasionally. Right now it's Alicia Klingen.
Klingen's had a few really big hits. Fun to talk to her over at a football game that we broadcasted last Friday night as Gabby Judy goes to serve one more time. Nice play by Judy, another ace, her third one of the night. 5-6 as Webster couldn't quite get that one. Klingen, as we mentioned, homecoming queen.
Right.
Mentioned she had a torn ACL last year and wasn't able to play in most of her select teams either in the offseason while she recuperated. And just kind of getting back into the flow of things. I'd say she's doing pretty well here so far.
Definitely.
Honeywell sets that one up to Yim. Yim goes for the big hit. Judy with the dig. Nice play by Klingen again. This time she hits it just a little bit too far. Meadowdale picks up the point, and the Mavericks now with a 5-7 lead as Coltrane goes to the bench, and Sheehan checks in one more time.
It was just kind of an awkward setup there for Klingen. She kind of got caught getting a little bit ahead of the ball and then had to drop back and try to make something of it. Not easy to do.
Nice play there. Klingen almost took a shot to that pole there, just barely avoided it, and Meadowdale picks up another point. It's now 5-8.
Some discussion as to whether Alicia actually touched the net. She definitely did her best to avoid it.
By the way, number 9, Leah Ewing in for the first time tonight.
So some discussion here how that's going to be ruled, because initially it was called into the net, but the ball did land in bounds.
To the two captains there, it's Madison Allen from Meadowdale and Alicia Klingen. So Mountlake Terrace right now, Esther Babco, Andrea Cox, Nikki Boucher, Leah Ewing, Allie Hitchcock, and Alicia Klingen on the floor. For Meadowdale, number 3, Kristen Yim. Number 8, Mariel Gonzalez. Number 10, Madison Allen. Number 11, the libero, Caitlin Webster. Number 2, Lavina Sheehan. And I think you just named all of their players, right? Yep, that's your 12 right now out on the floor for both teams.
So they are going to give the point to Meadowdale after all. And the service.
So the score remains 5-8. Meadowdale with the lead and the serve. They do trail 1-0 here tonight. Ewing digs that one out. It's over to Cox. Klingen, and unfortunately for Klingen, her forward motion takes her right into the net, or right under it, actually. And it's going to give another point over to Meadowdale, which makes it 5-9.
Really not her fault. The ball just needed to be set up a little bit better than that.
Ewing with another dig. Cox, almost exact same play as last time. This time, Klingon stays back a ways, though, and spikes it over.
Yep.
I believe Honeywell might have been the one that got the initial block, but blocked it out of bounds. Mountlake Terrace point as Klingon now drops back to serve. Dropping way back to serve, I should
Yeah.
point out that she's...
Little issue with the sound system here.
Sounded like somebody dropped a mic on
Yep.
Going for the big spike, or big serve, I should say. Sheehan might have saved her. That one might have been a little bit far. Klingon with the set to Cox. Boucher goes for the kill. Is Meadowdale able to save it? Honeywell. Back over to Allen. Nice block. That was Cox. Andrea Cox with the block. Terrace picks up another point. 7-9.
Serving from Meadowdale Terrace, number 5, Alicia Klingon.
Klingon to serve one more time. She's on the far left corner. Steps up and hits it over nicely as Yem goes for the spike.
Point, Meadowdale.
Meadowdale Terrace with a net violation. Meadowdale point, 7-7.
Again, those unforced errors sure add up.
Yem might have been ready to put that one away either way. She was going to get that point as Boucher goes for a spike of her own as Yem able to dig it out over to Honeywell. Nice job by number 8, Gonzalez, to get that one over the net. Boucher going for his Yem with another nice dig. This time Allen with a hit right to Klingon. Cox bumps it into the air for Boucher. Gonzalez with a nice save. Honeywell hits it from out of the net. Nice play by Meadowdale. Cox sets that one up to Babco. Babco ricochets that one off of, I believe that was number 13, Free.
Yep. A little bit of net, a little bit of free, a little point right there for the Hawks.
Played by both teams as that was one of the nicer rallies of the night. Meadowdale, a lot of credit for taking that one out of the net initially.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's number 8, Gonzalez, who hit it into the net, and Honeywell got down on her knees to get that one out before it hit the ground. Sheehan not able to dig that one out. Give Rocco an ace on that play. Mountlake Terrace now, a little bit of a comeback. They trailed by 4 just a few moments ago. Now on a 4-1 run. Pulling to within 1 point here, 9-10 in the second set. And Rocco hits another one into the net. Checking in for Meadowdale, number 9, Nicole Mogg.
For Meadowdale, number 6, Lauren Honeywell.
Gonzalez goes to the bench. Rocco sets that over Boucher. And with a nice save, Ike dumping that ball back over the net. Moving over to Rocco. Rocco doing a very nice job of not going into the net as she just tapped that one rather lightly over. And Ike going for the big hit. Hits it too far. Point Meadowdale. Number 6, Lauren Honeywell back to serve one more time. With the overhand serve, Hitchcock digging it out to Rocco. Boucher on the far left side. Nice dig there by Webster. Honeywell gets that over to Sheehan. Klingon saves it, gets it to Rocco. Ike going for the big hit. 4 hits. That will be a point for Meadowdale.
It's hard sometimes to tell whether that's into a block or just into the top of the net, and that time definitely into just the top of the net.
Ike can take that one quite high enough. And still having a little issue there with the audio down below.
Yep.
Heard something down there as Webster hits that one up. Give that one to Free. Nicely done as she just stuck up her hand and just barely tapped that one over the net. Perfectly placed, and Meadowdale picks up another point. They now lead by 5 here in the second set, 14-9. With a nice serve, Ike digs it out. Klingon goes for the big hit. Too far back as she hits that one into the lower part of the net. Mountlake Terrace trails by 6. They need a timeout. We'll take a quick break. You're watching the Sound Alive Sports Network.
Welcome to Northwest Best, brought to you by Smart Service Subaru. Here's your host, Mike Halsey.
We're back at the Red Onion in Mountlake Terrace, and I'm with the owner, Sean, and the food here is absolutely terrific. The burgers are made with 100% beef, made to order with fresh ingredients. And you're involved in a lot of community projects.
Yes, Mike, we are. With the help of our loyal customers, we're able to give back to our community. Such as we take 100 kids shopping with cops and join us for our terrific Tuesday fundraisers. Join us
at Red Onion Burger.
And thank you for watching.
And we are back again. Steve Willits along with Vince DeMiro, Ian Hentz, and Stephen Thompson, the Fab Four here, working the game tonight. Nice job by Ian to run the show here. Stephen running the camera for us. So Lauren Honeywell serving one more time. Meadowdale with the 6-point lead here in the second set. Nice job by Emily Ike. Just a very light hit right over the head of the front players of Meadowdale. Gets the point. Mountlake Terrace needing a point as
absolutely
closing the gap a little bit, making it 15-10 as Hitchcock drops back to serve. Behind getting that one to Honeywell. Nice play by number 9, Mogg. Meadowdale picks up the point, 16-10, Meadowdale. Sheehan heading to the bench. Serve number 10, Madison Allen, one of the 2 seniors on this Meadowdale team. Boucher with a nice hit, gets the kill and gets the point. 16-11 Meadowdale.
Hawks need to keep it close and maybe pick up a few points here if they're going to make a run.
At the right person serving, as we've seen Boucher go on runs before. Simon to Webster. Honeywell with the big bump and nice hit. I believe that was Honeywell in the
Yes, it is. Yep.
Take that one towards the back line there and puts it inside the back line. Where the Hawks were not standing. Another point for Meadowdale. 17-11 lead here. Meadowdale in the second set as they look to tie this one up at 1 set apiece if they can get to 25 first. And out of bounds as that went on the other side of the antenna. Point to Meadowdale, 11-18. You can play that ball off the net, but if it goes to the outside of the antenna, it's a violation, and that is a point. It's Rocco setting up Klingon. Klingon going for the big hit. Give Allen a lot of credit for the bump there. Coltrane doing a nice job of getting that one back over. Hitchcock digging it out. Rocco setting up Klingon. Klingon going for the big hit. Gets blocked, has to hit it up herself again. And this time Klingon puts it into the net. Another point as Meadowdale increasing that lead now. It's 11-19 here in the second set. Caitlin Webster steps back to serve. Emily Ike, Gabby Judy. Ike has to put it over the net herself. Coltrane bumps it into the air for Honeywell. Back to Coltrane. Nice dig by Boucher. Klingon coming into the net. Hits it over the head of Honeywell, and Honeywell was able to get her hands on it, but wasn't able to set up very well and hits the ball backwards as Mountlake Terrace picks up another point.
Andrea Cox coming back in for the Hawks. Ike will be serving.
Steps up, gets that one to Allen. Allen hits it backwards. Webster back there to help save it as Allen puts it over the net on the bump. Cox setting up Judy. Judy hitting the ball over to where Honeywell's able to dig it out. Nice job by Mogg to get it over the net. Cox setting up Klingon. Klingon getting the net shot blocked. Nicely done. That was teamwork there as Mogg and Yim both went up for it. And Mogg that got it as she is now subbed out. Has number 8, Mariel Gonzalez, checking back in. As she's going to be the server now in Meadowdale with the 20-12 lead here in the second set. Gonzalez sets that one over. Klingon getting it. Gonzalez with the save. Unfortunately, the teammates were not able to come up with it. Ball drops to the ground. Mountlake Terrace points. Hawks trailing by 7 as Esther Babko checking back in. Hitchcock is going to take a quick break. And Gabby Judy now back to serve for Mountlake Terrace. Webster with a dig. Allen to Yim, nice block by the Hawks. I think that was Cox that went up. Babco along with her. Babco bumping that one. Almost a double hit there as Cox finally bumps it over. Nice job by Coltrane to save that one from going out of bounds. Nice job by Meadowdale to get that over. Gonzalez finally was the third hitter. Honeywell setting up Coltrane. Coltrane going for the hit. Klingon going for the big play. Did she get the line?
I think she got the line, yeah.
Nice job by Alicia Klingon.
No complaint from the Meadowdale bench, so it's kind of a tough angle for us here.
Well, Bill Hitchcock was right there and he had a perfect view of that one. I think she just got the line. She'll be back to serve one more time. Caitlin Webster. Nice play by Meadowdale. They're going to give Meadowdale the point as Honeywell. This was a fake, if you will. She acted like she was going to set it forward, hits it backwards where Coltrane was able to surprise everybody, and Meadowdale picks up a point.
Coltrane didn't have to do much with it, just took advantage of the aggressiveness there on the part of the Hawks.
Lavina Sheehan back to serve one more time. Boucher digs that one out to Cox. Klingon going for the big hit. Hits it just a bit too far. Another point for Meadowdale, and now the Mavericks leading 22-14 here in the second set. Again with another serve. Ike and Boucher. Hitchcock putting it over. Yim went for the big hit. Let's say 4 hits, a point for Mountlake Terrace.
Hawks have got to do something right here. They don't want to, if they're going to be competitive in this game, they've got to come back down 7 here.
22-15, we're in the second set. The Hawks winning the first set 25-17. And
it's a good start
by Alicia Klingon. It's a very good start. As Gonzalez go forward trying to dig that one out, just couldn't quite come up with it as it hits the ground. Klingon with the ace, and the Hawks now down by 6. Gonzalez able to save that one. Nice play by Honeywell. She just taps it over. Babco goes up. Cox able to put it over the net. Honeywell. Very nice play. She just pops that one into the air. Babco able to get her hands on it, but not able to get any kind of elevation on that ball. The ball drops. Meadowdale picks up another point. They now lead 23-16. Kristen Yim set to serve one more time. Hitchcock gets that one backwards. Nice save by Ike. Babco to do an over-the-head hit, a bump rather, to get it over the net. Did a nice job. As Cox goes to set up Boucher. Boucher going for the big hit and picks up the point as Sheehan is not able to come up with that one.
Well, that point really tells you something. The Hawks have not given up on anything, because there was really almost no business even being able to save that ball on the far side, right in front of the Hawks bench. Great effort, good teamwork, and just not giving up on the ball at all.
Emily Ike and Esther Babco really the two that made that one happen. Rocco set to serve one more time. 3 hits it just a bit too far. Mountlake Terrace with another point. When they come back, we'll see if it's too little too late. They now trail 23-18 here in the second set. And Rocco steps back to serve one more time. Rocco hits that one back towards the back line. Sheehan ready to let it hit the ground, finally puts it up into the air as it's back on the Terrace's side again. Emily Ike dinks it over the net, right in between the Meadowdale Maverick players. Picks up another point, 23-19. Meadowdale wants to take a quick timeout. We'll do one as well. You're watching the Sound Alive Sports Network.
People assume quality car insurance has to cost more. People assume too much. The truth is, drivers who switched to Allstate last year saved money and got better protection. So get the facts, because you know what they say about people who assume. They pay more for car insurance than you and me.
To see how much you can save on car insurance and much more, call Jeff Smar. Jeff's office serves many areas including Linwood, Edmonds, Bothell, and Mountlake Terrace. He can be reached at 425-949-7103 or jeffsmar@allstate.com.
And we are back again. Grace Rocco serving for the Hawks. They trail 23-19 here in the second set. Hawks winning the first set 25-17. Sheehan with another dig. Honeywell hits it into the air. Allen's going to put it over the net. Boucher setting it up for Rocco. Over to Emily Ike. Emily Ike with the point. I believe that might have been Madison Allen that initially blocked it, but the ball had a lot of zip to it as Ike doing her best to go for the kill. That was a ricochet off the Meadowdale player, and Terrace picking up another point, 23-20. This time, Rocco hitting it just a bit too far. Smart play by Sheehan to let that one go. Meadowdale now serving for the set point here is Lauren Honeywell. Number 6 got to serve one more time. Honeywell hits that one too far as Allie Hitchcock very wisely watches it sail over her head. Allie Terrace needs at least 3 straight points here to play to continue to go here. It's 24-21. Reminder that it is the first one to 25. Picks up the set, you must win by 2. Pops it over, Webster to Honeywell. Allen going up, nice dig by Rocco. Hitchcock bumps it up into there. Klingon with a big hit. Point for the Terrace Hawks. Ice water in their veins
I
right
guess
now.
so. I almost don't want to say anything. This is just good volleyball right now.
Allie Hitchcock back to serve one more time. Terrace trailed 23-16 at one point in this set. Sheehan hits that one into the air. Honeywell with a mob. Hitchcock with a nice save. Rocco hits it up into the air. Klingon just taps that one over as Honeywell with a nice diving save. Rocco. Over to Gabby Judy. Judy trying to just lightly hit that one over. Meadowdale able to come up with it as Rocco saves it to Hitchcock. Klingon goes up with a big hit. Hits it out of bounds, and Meadowdale wins the set 22-25. Very tightly contested set at that. We're tied up at 1 set apiece. We're going to take a quick break. Come back with the 3rd set. You are watching.
Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com.
People assume quality car insurance has to cost more. People assume too much. The truth is, drivers who switched to Allstate last year saved money and got better protection. So get the facts, because you know what they say about people who assume. They pay more for car insurance than you and me.
To see how much you can save on car insurance and much more, call Jeff Smar. Jeff's office serves many areas including Linwood, Edmonds, Bothell, and Mountlake Terrace. He can be reached at 425-949-7103 or jeffsmar@allstate.com.
Welcome to Northwest Best, brought to you by Smart Service Subaru. Here's your host, Mike Halsey.
We're back at the Red Onion in Mountlake Terrace, and I'm with the owner, Sean, and the food here is absolutely terrific. The burgers are made with 100% beef, made to order with fresh ingredients. And you're involved in a lot of community projects.
Yes, Mike, we are. With the help of our loyal customers, we're able to give back to our community. Such as we take 100 kids shopping with cops and join us for our terrific Tuesday fundraisers. Join us
at Red Onion Burger.
And thank you for watching.
Are you a whiz in filmmaking? Do you want to become extraordinary in filmmaking? Then come to Shoreline Community College and work with Shoreline Productions, where you will learn to transform your work in teams of working professionals and students to create enchanting effects such as green screen, text animation, and so much more. So come to Shoreline Community College, where you can mystify and dazzle in filmmaking.
And we are back at the Terraceum, one set apiece. Mountlake Terrace winning set number 1, 25-17. Meadowdale then coming back to take set number 2, 25-22. Mavericks will now be on the left-hand side of your screen once again, wearing the dark navy blue jerseys, as Mountlake Terrace wears the black jerseys. This is the best 3 out of 5 as we head towards set number 3 right now. I mentioned earlier, these two teams tying for first place last year in Wesco. Both finishing the season with an 8-1 league record. This year, quite the opposite story. Meadowdale with a 1-8 record coming into tonight. Mountlake Terrace with a 1-7 record. To remind everybody that there is still volleyball to be played here this year. Rocco serving that one over for the Hawks. Honeywell hitting it up into the air. Allen going for the big hit. Nice save by Hitchcock. Rocco over to Klingon. That was 3 with the block. Rocco getting it over to Ike. Ike dumping it over. Unfortunately, just thinking a bit too far to the right. Out of bounds. That point goes to Meadowdale. Lead here 1-0.
She had the right idea.
What a great idea. Lauren Honeywell set to serve one more time. Mention the upcoming games here in just a moment if anybody wants to try to catch a game here before the end of the year, as Boucher going for the big hit and just hit it way too far over the back line as Meadowdale picks up another point. And Meadowdale with 2 games left this year on the 27th, which is next Monday. They'll be traveling up to Stanwood before they come home next Wednesday to finish out their season against Glacier Peak. So they are going to say that that ball did hit one of the Meadowdale players. It's 1-1 instead of 2-0. Huh. And Viv Morgan, nice kill on that play as she hit that one towards the back line. Perfectly where nobody from Mountlake Terrace could get that ball, as it's now 2-1 Meadowdale. And then Mountlake Terrace with 3 games left after tonight. They go to Linwood on Thursday night of this week before finishing out their season next week at Oak Harbor on Monday. Violation by Meadowdale.
Apparently.
Another point makes it 2-2, and then Mountlake Terrace next week. On Monday, they'll be up at Oak Harbor, and then on Wednesday, they will be right back here at the Terraceum against Edmonds Woodway, a match that we will be broadcasting right here on the Sound of Life Sports Network between the Hawks and the Warriors. As Boucher is back to serve one more time. Honeywell over to Coltrane. Coltrane going for the big hit. Ike got that one blocked initially. Rocco diving to save that one, and here comes the ball one more time. Klingon hitting it over where Coltrane's able to get to it. 3 Meadowdale players hit the deck. They're still able to get it over the net as Rocco sets up Ike. Ike with the big hit. Honeywell tries to dig it out. Can't come up with it. Point for the Hawks.
I have to say, that's kind of the Emily Ike we have seen, last year, and occasionally this year just hasn't had the opportunity. But boy, that was nicely set up by Rocco, and then just taken care of nicely by Ike.
Yeah, Ike, I'm sure one of the folks who is enjoying watching that tonight is Sister Madison, who's over at the University of Arizona. Madison watching us online last week anyways.
That's great.
Mountlake Terrace picks up another point, 4-2. Give her a shout out if she's watching again tonight.
Absolutely.
Watching little sister.
She was a great student athlete here at Mountlake Terrace.
Excellent job, and pretty darn good at archery as well, if I recall.
Yeah.
That's an understatement, right, on the national team?
That would be an understatement, yeah.
They did not put a point up on the board for that one. I didn't see
just did.
There we go. Now
yeah.
they probably do. 5-2. To give Ken Jensen a hard time later on. He's the scorekeeper down there. Webster digs that one out. Coltrane going up for the big hit. Hits it too far, and another point for the Hawks. They now lead 6-2 here in set number 3. Nikki Boucher back to serve one more time. Almost went too far. Yeah. Madison Allen decides to try to save it just in case. Rocco hits the return from free. Nice play by Boucher. Boucher getting it over from well behind the attack line.
Wow.
Picking up the point. Hawks now with a 7-2 lead here in this third set.
It's a great heads-up play by Boucher. She was very deep on the floor and was still able to get something on that ball.
Hawks with 5 straight points here right now in the set. Gabby Judy pokes it over. Another point for the Hawks. And Meadowdale, for giving up 6 straight points, they want a timeout. We'll take a quick break. You are watching the Sound Alive Sports Network.
Hey sports fans, do you want to know when and where your favorite teams in the West Coast Conference are playing? Who won the game last night and what the current standings are? Well, it's easy to find out on westcoathletics.com. The information is entered by athletic directors and coaches, so you know it's accurate and up to date, making westcoathletics.com the place to view official scores, schedules, standings, and photos for all the schools and all the sports in the West Coast Conference. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook and check out westcoathletics.com, the official website of the West Coast Conference.
And we are back again on the Sound Alive Sports Network. You are looking right now at Christian Cox as he's going to wave at the camera there. Christian, the younger brother of Andrea Cox, 9 years old, and he's got grandparents watching tonight in Utah and in Idaho. Told that the one set of the grandparents will be here next week to watch Andrea play her final
Really?
game here as a senior. Yeah, so that should be exciting as Mountlake Terrace picking up another point. 9-2 now as they've now scored 7 points in a row. Nikki Boucher continues to serve. Boucher gets that one over the net. Mogg going for the big hit. Hitchcock able to dig it out. Klingon with a nice hit as, give Webster a lot of credit. She was able to save that one. Emily Ike
gets it went into the net and 4 hits. Huh?
came right back to her, so they're going to call 4 hits. Mountlake Terrace had a nice little run there. 7 straight points as Meadowdale back to serve now, holding on. All right, let's say holding on. They're trailing 9-3. Mountlake Terrace holding on to a 9-3 lead. If you want to call it holding on, that's a pretty nice grip on it is what it is. Log cleaning that ball up into the air. Honeywell taking that one over. A nice dig there by Hitchcock. Unfortunately, just put it a little too far. Meadowdale picks up another point. 9-4, Hawks.
And sometimes the spacing and the positioning on the floor just gets so out of whack because you're trying to make a play or help somebody out.
Caitlin Webster hitting the top of the net. She was hoping that might fall back into play, and it did not. It fell right back towards the Meadowdale side, and there will be another point for Mountlake Terrace. They now lead 10-4 as Emily Ike is back to serve. Ike going for the big overhand, unfortunately for her. Doesn't hit it high enough as she puts that one into the net. And Leah Ewing coming back in one more time for the Hawks as Emily Ike checks out. And Mariel Gonzalez, the sophomore, back in for Meadowdale, and she will be serving for the Mavs. Right to Ewing. Ewing puts that one into the air. Cox hits it over to Judy. Nice job as Judy hits that one right at Gonzalez, and Gonzalez pops it backwards. Mountlake Terrace picking up another point. Makes it 11-5 as Hitchcock checks out. Babco coming in as Gabby Judy set to serve one more time. Judy hits that one into the net for the second straight time. Mountlake Terrace with an unforced error on a serve, giving up the free points to Meadowdale.
Yeah.
Mavericks trailing 11-6, and Lavina Sheehan gets ready to serve for Meadowdale. Pops that one over the net. Ewing able to dig that one out, but unfortunately didn't go up into the air the way she had wanted it to. It shoots off to the right. Meadowdale picks up another point, and suddenly that Mountlake Terrace lead that was at 7 just a few moments ago is now down to 4. Ewing, exact same move as last time. She tries to bump that one up, gets it to the right. Gives up another point for Mountlake Terrace as Meadowdale now trailing by 3, 11-8, and they continue to serve. Rowdy Wood is starting to get into it now. Wow, Sheehan gets a little bit of luck on that one. She hits that one into the net, pops up and falls over though, and give her an ace the hard way. There's
No kidding.
Meadowdale now with 4 straight points here, trailing 11-9 here in the third set. Hitchcock hits that one into the air where Cox is able to get it over to Klingon. Nice job by Caitlin Webster, saves it. Gonzalez over the head bump by Yim to get it over the net, which she needed to do. It was the third hit. Hitchcock, nice play by Babco on the dive. Allen pulls it out. Honeywell to Yim. That was going out. Hitchcock
That
hit it
was going out,
unfortunately,
yeah.
and Meadowdale gets a point. Nice play by both teams.
Excellent athleticism on both sides of the floor that time. Yeah, Hawks could use a timeout here.
They definitely can, and so can we. Meadowdale trailing 11-10 here in the third set. You're watching the Sound Live Sports Network.
Welcome to Northwest Best, brought to you by Smart Service Subaru. Here's your host, Mike Halsey.
We're back at the Red Onion in Mountlake Terrace, and I'm with the owner, Sean, and the food here is absolutely terrific. The burgers are made with 100% beef, made to order with fresh ingredients. And you're involved in a lot of community projects.
Yes, Mike, we are. With the help of our loyal customers, we're able to give back to our community. Such as we take 100 kids shopping with cops and join us for our terrific Tuesday fundraisers. Join us
at Red Onion Burgers.
And thank you for watching.
And we are back again. Meadowdale trailing Mountlake Terrace 11-10. The Mavericks currently on a 8-2 run as they trailed 9-2 early on in this set. After Mountlake Terrace had gone on a 7-0 run of their own. Nice play by Cox to get that one over Yim, able to save it. Cox bumps it into the air again. Babko hits it backwards. Finally, Boucher able to put it over the net. Webster to Honeywell. Over to Gonzalez. Hitchcock hits that one near the back line. Ewing bumps that one over the net. Sheehan able to save it. Honeywell setting up Yin, and Yim could just not quite get enough on that. Might have jumped a bit early on that play, and the Hawks finally ending that streak. As Mountlake Terrace now will serve once again, leading in this third set, 12-10. Alicia Klingon with the running serve, gets part of the net, but it goes over. Then going up with a big hit. Give her a lot of credit as she spiked that one over. Babko able to get her hand on it, but not enough as Yim with the big kill on that play. 12-11. Meadowdale looking to possibly tie this one up now as Kristen Yim drops back to serve. Hitchcock. Babko, it's got to go over the net. Let's see if Ewing can do it. She does. Free is able to pull it away. Honeywell over to Gonzalez. Nice job by Klingon. Gets it to Cox, who hits it over to Boucher. Into the net, and the Meadowdale Mavericks, who trailed at 9-2, have come back to tie this set up at 12. It's definitely been a game of streaks so far tonight, and the third set turning out to be even more so of one as Meadowdale picks up another point. 13-12. Now on an 8-1 run.
It's remarkable, isn't it? This game just kind of ebb and flow, and then every once in a while somebody just takes a nice run like this Meadowdale streak right now.
It's 9-2. I was starting to think that Mountlake Terrace was going to have the third set wrapped up. Now they trail as Allen goes for the big hit. Mountlake Terrace with the block. Mountlake Terrace with the point. 13-13. Caitlin Webster checking back in for Meadowdale as number 3, Kristen Yim, goes to the bench. A couple of substitutions for Mountlake Terrace as well. I think we've got Babko, Boucher, Ike, Klingon, Hitchcock, and Rocco in the game for the Hawks. The server is Gonzalez is able to get her hands on that one. Hits it over to Honeywell, back to Gonzalez. Boucher saves it to Rocco. Ike's going up for the big hit. Free got the block, hits it into the air. Honeywell able to get it. Allen pops that one over. Hitchcock hits it backwards. Klingon with a big save, but somebody's got to put it over the net on this one. Not going to happen. That was just a little bit too far back behind the back line. Hawks couldn't do much with it at that point, and Meadowdale picking up the point and taking the lead once again, 14-13. Lauren Honeywell going to serve one more time for Meadowdale. We'll hit that one far. I think that one might have been going past the back line. Easy to save from up here, I suppose, and Ike hits it into the net. Meadowdale picks up another point. Meadowdale right now free. Mogg, Allen, Sheehan, Webster, and Honeywell all on the floor. Honeywell serving right now. Klingon hits that one into the air. Rocco over to Babko. Babko puts it over. Mogg initially touching it. Webster back to Mogg. Hitchcock steps up to hit it. Klingon over to Emily Ike. Ike bumping it over. Honeywell setting up. Mogg able to get it over and gets the point. Meadowdale now with the 3-point lead here in the third set. And Mountlake Terrace wants another timeout. They now trail 16-13. You are watching the Sound Alive Sports Network.
Are you a whiz in filmmaking? Do you want to become extraordinary in filmmaking? Then come to Shoreline Community College and work with Shoreline Productions, where you will learn to transform your work in teams of working professionals and students to create enchanting effects such as green screen, text animation, and so much more. So come to Shoreline Community College, where you can mystify and dazzle in filmmaking.
Welcome to Northwest Best, brought to you by Smart Service Subaru. Here's your host, Mike Halsey.
We're back at the Red Onion in Mountlake Terrace, and I'm with the owner, Sean, and the food here is absolutely terrific. The burgers are made with 100% beef, made to order with fresh ingredients. And you're involved in a lot of community projects.
Yes, Mike, we are. With the help of our loyal customers, we're able to give back to our community. Such as we take 100 kids shopping with cops and join us for our terrific Tuesday fundraisers. Join us.
Back to action. Meadowdale with the 13-16 lead. I think was that Nikki Boucher that got that one over? I
believe so.
Shielded by the official there. The Hawks picking up another point. They needed that one because Meadowdale had been on a 14-4 run. Went from being 7 down to 3 up, and now the Hawks cutting it back down to 2 again as Allie Hitchcock back to serve, and this time serves it just a bit too far. Nice play by Sheehan and Webster to let that one go, and Meadowdale picking up an easy point there. It's the third time in this set that the Hawks have either served the ball into the net or hit it past the back line.
Too far, yeah.
Unforced errors. It's the key to this third set so far. Nice play by Meadowdale. 2 players up there for the block. That was Coltrane and Free. Boucher able to hit it over, but unfortunately for the Hawks, was not able to hit it inside the line. Meadowdale picks up another point. They now have their biggest lead here of this set at 18-14. And Madison Allen back to serve one more time for Meadowdale. Hitchcock hits that one over to Rocco. Rocco might have stepped just a bit into the imaginary line there underneath the net, giving Meadowdale an easy point, 19-14. On with another big serve. Klingon saves it. Boucher going for the big hit and does so as she hits it right into Free. Dee Free able to block it, but blocked it out of bounds. Hawks picking up the point. Boucher now will drop back to serve. 3 players along the front of the net there. That's Ike, Judy, and Klingon for the Hawks. Free hitting that one over. Hitchcock to Rocco. So to Klingon, Free might have gotten her hands on it, but it lands on the Meadowdale side, and Mountlake Terrace picking up another point. 2 in a row as they've now trimmed it down to 3, 19-16. Again, Mountlake Terrace winning the first set 25-17. Meadowdale winning the second set 22-25. All tied up at 1 set apiece as we're in the third set here. Coltrane bumps that one over for Meadowdale. Mountlake Terrace looking to put the ball back over as Rocco hits it over to Webster. Free going for the big hit, hits it way too far. Terrace with their 3rd straight point.
You can tell that Dee Free, just a sophomore, really wants to kind of explode because she's got a sense of athleticism about her that, she'd like to put that to use, but a little bit too much energy that time.
She's been both good and bad at the same time. There's Mountlake Terrace picks up another point. And Free is definitely a presence there along that front line. Has the hops and has gotten her hands on quite a few of those balls. Another timeout. We'll take another break. You're watching the Sound Alive Sports Network.
Are you a whiz in filmmaking? Do you want to become extraordinary in filmmaking? Then come to Shoreline Community College and work with Shoreline Productions, where you will learn to transform your work in teams of working professionals and students to create enchanting effects such as green screen, text animation, and so much more. So come to Shoreline Community College, where you can mystify and dazzle in filmmaking.
If they lost today, they're 6-5 now. And we are back again at the Terraceum, set number 3. Meadowdale with the 19-18 lead here in this set. Both teams taking a 1 set apiece earlier tonight. Mountlake Terrace winning the first set 25-17. Meadowdale taking set number 2, 25-22, as Nikki Boucher serving for the Hawks as they look to tie this one up here in the third. Coltrane goes for the big hit. Nice play by Boucher to dig that one out. And picking up another point, that's number 5, Alicia Klingon. Hawks now tying it up 19-19. They've now scored 5 straight points. So we've got 19 points on the board for the Hawks.
Yep.
They had 7 points in a row earlier at one point.
Yep.
Then they have 5 in a row right now. It's the action in between that where they've struggled a little bit. Mogg going for the kill. Doesn't get it as Rocco digs it out. Hitchcock over to Boucher. Honeywell's going to set up Coltrane here. Coltrane just taps that one over. Nice job by the Hawks. Klingon bumps it into the air. Unfortunately, Rocco not quite setting Ike up the way she wanted to. Meadowdale picks up the point. 20-19 Mavs. Webster serving one more time. Ike almost pulled up thinking that one was possibly going out of bounds, but it was a bit close. Meadowdale picking up another point, and Vince, you were pointing out just a moment ago, we talked about it briefly earlier, Mountlake Terrace, all but 2 players on this varsity team are seniors.
Yep.
As Webster hits this one more time. Ike to Rocco, back to Ike. Nice block by, I believe that was Yim and Coltrane, both going up. Rocco hitting that one up into the air. Boucher going for the big hit and gets the point. 21-20, Meadowdale with the lead, but the Hawks are about to serve. As Ewing comes back in. So yeah, Ewing is a junior. Grace Rocco is a sophomore, but really as we were looking at the entire roster, only 2 juniors in the entire program.
Yeah, very unusual.
Lauren Miller is the other one. She plays on the JV team. Leah Ewing with the serve. Webster digs it out. Coltrane hits it over the net. Ewing to Cox. Over to Klingon. Nice play. Webster, the diving save, as she digs that one out. Honeywell over to Allen. Ewing bumps that one up into the air. Cox with the set. He had the right idea, but Kristen Yem was waiting for it.
Yep.
Blocks it back onto the other side. Meadowdale with the point. 22-20. And checking in to serve right now, number 8. Mariel Gonzalez for Meadowdale. So a lot of seniors, a lot of sophomores in this Mountlake Terrace program, but not a lot of juniors. Yim with another point. 23-20.
Oh, actually, they're going to give that to Terrace. Must have been somebody into the net there, I guess, huh?
Game of inches, and Mountlake Terrace gets the inch on that one as they hold it within 1, 21-22, and Gabby Judy is going to try to tie this one up with the serve. Webster with the bump. Honeywell, Coltrane taps it over. Coltrane's momentum took her over under the net.
Yep.
Point for the Hawks, 22-22. Judy set to serve one more time. Webster with a dig. Coltrane bumps over. Nice play by Boucher. A chicken wing, that one is Klingon. Hits it right over the net. Angled it over to, they're going to give her the point. They are. She angled that one nicely over to the right. I think Coltrane might have gotten her hand on it. But
left hand, I think, on there.
Went out of bounds after that. Mountlake Terrace picks up the point. 23-22. 3 straight points for the Hawks. Allen bumping it up into the air. Honeywell coming all the way over to get that one as Webster puts it over the net. Judy. Cox sending it up to Klingon. Klingon going for the big hit. Coltrane digs it out. That's the second hit. Coltrane putting it over the net. Cox is going to set up Klingon. She goes for the big hit. Allen with a dig one more time. Honeywell to Coltrane. Coltrane hits that one and gets the line. Point for Meadowdale. Coltrane placing that ball perfectly.
Coltrane, just a freshman, showing a little savviness there, finding the one little spot on the floor where the Hawks could not get to.
Near the back corner. Sheehan serves that one into the net. Of course, they're the Hawks now with a 24-23 lead.
Wow.
And Alicia Klingon back to serve. If she gets this point, Hawks will win the set and take a 2-1 lead here at the Terraceum. Klingon going for the big hit. Webster saves it. Honeywell batting it into the air. Yim knocking it over. Klingon setting up Cox. who sets Boucher. Boucher with the hit, hits it too far. Meadowdale with the point, 24-24. And as we mentioned before, you must win the set by 2 points. So this next point will not be for the set. As Yim looking to break the 24-24 tie for Meadowdale. Serves the ball over, Klingon to Cox. Babko gets her hand on it, hits it towards the back line. Yim able to get it. Hitchcock with the save. Klingon setting up. They say that was a double hit.
I guess so, yeah.
Meadowdale taking the 24-25 lead. Yim with a chance to win this set right here. It's over. Hitchcock hits it. Ewing. Babko's going to get it over. She does. Bumps it over her head. Gonzalez to Honeywell. Free going for the big hit. Terrace with the point. 4 hits for Meadowdale. Free hits that one into the net and then back over again. 25-25. And Mountlake Terrace now needing 2 straight points as Grace Rocco, the sophomore, back to serve for the Hawks. Babko, Ike, and Boucher all in the front court. Rocco hits it over. Sheehan with the bump. Honeycutt. Free. Babko gets that one as she runs into Rocco. They're able to stay on their feet and get it over as Allen goes for the big hit. Hitchcock with a nice save. Rocco bumps it into the air. Klingon gets that one over Webster. Neither team wants to lose this point. You can tell Free hitting it over. Nice save initially by Hitchcock. She just hits it too far to the right. Point for Meadowdale, and now they have a chance to take the set with a 26-25 lead as Lauren Honeycutt for Honeywell steps back to serve. Set point right here. Hitchcock pops it into the air. Roll code to Boucher. Get off the top of one of the Meadowdale players' hands. Webster setting up Allen. Allen putting it over the net. Out of bounds. Another point for the Hawks. We're going to keep playing. 26-26. Each team having their chances to put this one away. Neither one able to capitalize as Babko checks out. Hitchcock serving for the Hawks. Overhand serve. Webster able to dig it out. Honeywell bumps it into the air. Sheehan hits it way too far, and the Hawks now taking a 27-26 lead as Allie Hitchcock with a chance to win the third set for Mountlake Terrace right here with this serve. Hitchcock with a big overhand serve. Webster. Allen able to bump that one into the air. Hitchcock over to Klingon. Klingon going for the big hit. Webster hits it up. Honeywell over to Allen. Ball gets bumped. Hitchcock setting up Klingon one more time. Klingon with the big hit. Sheehan pops it into the air. Allen going for the big hit and gets the point. 27-27.
Well, Steve.
This set may never end.
May never end.
As Madison Allen steps back to serve one more time. This is a crucial third set here.
Yeah. And boy, I tell you, whoever loses is going to have a little energy issue.
Judy gets that one over, and the point goes for the Hawks. Gabby Judy hitting that off of a Meadowdale player. Then lands on the Meadowdale side. Point for Terrace and Nikki Boucher with a chance here to win the set for Mountlake Terrace. Boucher with the overhand serve. Coltrane to Honeywell. Sets up Mogg. Mogg puts it over the net. Rocco and Emily Ike. Madison Honeycutt finally bumps it over. Honeywell, rather. Klingon with a big hit. Coltrane. Allen, and the point goes to the Hawks, and the set goes to the Hawks. 29-27. Mountlake Terrace with a 2-1 lead here. We're going to take a quick break before the fourth set. You are watching the Sound Alive Sports Network.
Welcome to Northwest Best, brought to you by Smart Service Subaru. Here's your host, Mike Halsey.
We're back at the Red Onion in Mountlake Terrace, and I'm with the owner, Sean, and the food here is absolutely terrific. The burgers are made with 100% beef, made to order with fresh ingredients. And you're involved in a lot of community projects.
Yes, Mike, we are. With the help of our loyal customers, we're able to give back to our community. Such as we take 100 kids shopping with cops and join us for our terrific Tuesday fundraisers. Join us
at Red Onion Burger.
And thank you for watching.
People assume quality car insurance has to cost more. People assume too much. The truth is, drivers who switched to Allstate last year saved money and got better protection. So get the facts, because you know what they say about people who assume. They pay more for car insurance than you and me.
To see how much you can save on car insurance and much more, call Jeff Smar. Jeff's office serves many areas including Linwood, Edmonds, Bothell, and Mountlake Terrace. He can be reached at 425-949-7103 or jeffsmar@allstate.com.
Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com.
And we are back again. Mountlake Terrace with the 29-27 victory in that third set. They now lead 2-1. They can win this one and will walk away with their second victory of the season tonight. Meadowdale playing on the right-hand side of the screen wearing the navy blue jerseys as they are serving. That's Lauren Honeywell on the serve. Mountlake Terrace batting that one into the air. Rocco over to Boucher. Boucher hitting it towards the back line. Nice play by Sheehan to hit it up. Honeywell gets it over. Boucher going for another big hit. He's trying to just tap it over, and unfortunately for her, hits it right into the net, and Meadowdale picks up the first point here of set number 4.
Look like maybe she took her eye off it trying to place that ball a little bit, seeing where the open spot was on the floor.
Honeywell with the serve. Hitchcock to Rocco as Boucher going for the big spike and hits it right at Sheehan. Not able to come up with it, and give Nikki Boucher a lot of credit for that one as she had her sights set on getting that point and made sure that Meadowdale was not going to return that ball. 1-1.
A little effective fake there on Ike coming up, looking like she might get the ball.
Hitchcock going for the ace there and gets it as Webster had to dive at that ball. Nice serve by Alley, giving the Hawks a 2-1 lead here in the fourth.
I mentioned toward the end of that last game that whoever lost that one was going to have to deal with a little mental and physical energy issue, and it can't be easy after you spend all that to come back out and
psychologically that set is so crucial too when it's 1-1. I mean, obviously it goes without saying it puts you within one of a victory, and to have to lose it in the fashion that they did with opportunities to win at that. They were serving.
Well, both teams did, but
match
you're
point
right.
A couple times.
Yeah.
Meadowdale, that is, was serving for match point a couple times and lost the advantage both times. Nice job by Gabby Judy to save that one twice. Finally lands, and Meadowdale picks up their second straight point. They now lead 3-2.
That ball just sort of fell in no man's land there, right on top of the beak of the Hawk.
Looking back at the score, Meadowdale had a 25-24 lead. They had a 26-25 lead. And neither time were they able to come up with that match point. Nice play by Boucher as taps that one over. Meadowdale was able to come up with it, but unfortunately for the Mavericks, they hit it out of bounds. It's 3-3 here in the fourth set. Nikki Boucher back to serve one more time. Coltrane with the bump to Honeywell. Sets up number 12. That's Cash Dollar. Cash Dollar, a name we didn't call at all in the third set.
No, not at all.
Break, and now she's back for set number 4. Meadowdale picks up a point. That's 4-3 Mavericks. And Caitlin Webster stepping back to serve one more time. Boucher, nice job by Klingon to save that one. Ike has to bump it over the net. Honeywell setting up Coltrane.
Double hit, I guess.
Double hit. We're going to give Mountlake Terrace the point. 4-4. A couple substitutions coming in as Andrea Cox and Leah Ewing coming back in for Mountlake Terrace. It's now Ewing, Hitchcock, Boucher, Cox, Klingon, and Judy in for Mountlake Terrace. And
Jeez.
Ewing hitting that one under the net. And ended up picking up a 5-4 lead here as Marielle Gonzalez coming back into serve right now for Meadowdale. We have Gonzalez. Get the rest of that lineup here for you in just a second. Hitchcock with the diving save, puts it over the net. Boucher saving it. Klingon steps up. Double hit. Point for Meadowdale as they now lead 4-6. Getting you caught up again. It's Coltrane, Honeywell, Yim, Webster, Allen, and Gonzalez all on the floor for the Mavericks right now. Klingon going for the big hit. Gonzalez able to dig it out. Honeywell gets it over to Coltrane. Nice save by Hitchcock, diving. Judy popping it over. Gonzalez. Honeywell setting up Yim. Cox pops it into the air where Hitchcock's able to hit it. Nice block by Yim, and Boucher went for the big hit there, and Yim was able to block it over. Allen sets it up nicely for Honeywell. We're going to say that double hit by Meadowdale.
Yep.
Point for Mountlake Terrace as it's now 6-5.
It's been a little contagious in this game, hasn't it? Little double hits here and there.
We've seen a few of those here tonight, more than a few. Gabby Judy in to serve for the Hawks one more time as Hitchcock being relieved by Babko. Webster with the bump. Honeywell, Yim going for the big hit. Gets the point as Judy able to get her hands on it, but not able to do much with it as Yim really spiked that one on home and picks up the point for Meadowdale. 7-5, Maverick advantage here in the fourth. Sheehan in to serve one more time. Nice overhand serve. Ewing digs it out. Cox puts it into the air. Klingon sort of rather lightly, trying to find a spot where they were not standing, and Meadowdale able to come up with it. Nice play by Babko from one knee. Hits into there. Hitchcock. Boucher going for the big hit. Sheehan digs it out from near the back line. The nicer rallies we've seen in a while. Babko jumps in there and does a nice job not to cross underneath the net. Webster hits it into the net. Point for Mountlake Terrace.
And Babco's shown a lot of athleticism on that series, both keeping the ball alive, placing it nicely on the other side of the net, and just staying out of the net. That wasn't easy.
I thought her momentum was going to take her underneath there at first, and she was able to stop on a dime. Picks up the point as Klingon goes for the big serve. Webster hits that one into the air. Honeywell's going to bump it over. Cox sets up Boucher. Nice play as Yim was able to block it, but onto her own side of the net. Allen finally bumps it over. Ewing saving it. Cox setting up Boucher one more time. Boucher spikes it off of one of the Meadowdale players. I believe that was Honeywell. It goes out of bounds. Mountlake Terrace point. 7-7 tie here in the fourth. Two teams very evenly matched. As we mentioned, the last set finished at 29-27. 7-7 tie here right now. Webster bats that one away into the air. Allen bumps it behind her head. And goes for the overhand hit. Hitchcock digs it out. Boucher placing it perfectly. Boucher was on the left side, the outside, and hits it to the far right and puts it right where Meadowdale was not. Picks up the point, 8-7 Hawks. Klingon with the jump serve. Webster digging it. Honeywell. Allen, nice play by Allen. It's even nicer by Klingon. Did she get a point?
Yes, she did.
Alicia Klingon digs that one out and puts it over the net just down the line. Perfectly placed. Mountlake Terrace was one of the nicer points of the evening. 9-7 Hawks. And oh, by the way, she's serving.
Yeah. Just a bit long, yeah.
Not by much, but just hits that one a little bit long, and Meadowdale picks up the point. 9-8 Terrace with Kristen Yim dropping back to serve.
So we have some water on the floor. Apparently somebody must have spilled something.
Looking for a towel here, apparently.
Yeah. It's not anywhere near the court, but...
Oh, is it over by the scorer's table?
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, it might have been a scorer's drink. Or somebody at the scorer's table.
Kim Stewart, the activities and athletic director, over to take a look and see what he can do to help.
No task too small to get your athletic director involved in, apparently. Not quite sure why there's an issue to this, because it's nowhere near the floor. And
there's a little bit on the floor as they're wiping it down right now, apparently. You're right.
Well, I mean, nowhere near the court, I should say.
I suppose I think the logic being that I guess if somebody was running out of bounds and slips on it, they'd get a little bit of a liability issue there, and don't want to see anybody get hurt. So better to be safe than sorry, I suppose, and they're going to make sure that they get that spot dried up. I'm not sure who, if that was Dave McGee, our announcer, or Ken Jensen, our scoreboard operator.
I love it.
Give both of those guys a hard time later.
Somebody's just now volunteered their sweatshirt. And there we go. We're going to get this solved in a hurry.
No towel, no problem. And finally we bring the
big broom out.
The broom out here to dry it up. Note to self, keep a towel near the court next time.
Yeah. When I was in high school, it seemed like we almost were swimming in towels in the PE room, in the locker room, and on the gym surface. You just couldn't help it. But that was back in the day where the district had provided towels for kids to shower after PE, and there was like this constant laundry going on. And I tell you, for like the last 10 or 15 years, you can't find a towel in a gym, man.
You're right, though. I mean, I remember back in those days, if we even dropped a towel on the ground, we weren't going to use it again because there was 50 other towels in the corner just waiting for us.
Yep.
Boucher goes for the spike, and one of the Meadowdale players, I think, got up there and blocked that one. Might have even gone into the net, but either way, it's Meadowdale's point, 9-9. And now Shannon Ripley, the trainer, brings out a towel finally.
Sure.
I want to keep that one handy just in case anything happens again. Boucher just dinking that one over the net as Honeywell sets up Allen. Hitchcock digs it out. Cox hits it over to Klingon. Klingon going for the big hit. Yim able to hit it up into the air. Out of bounds. Point for Mountlake Terrace. They now lead 10-9. Grace Rocco, the sophomore, back to serve one more time. Mountlake Terrace with a 2-1 lead right now. If they can win this set, they will walk away with their second victory of the year tonight. With a big overhand serve, Sheehan digs it up. Honeywell up to Mogg. Nice dig by Rocco. Ike bumps it into the air. Klingon getting that one towards the back line. Sheehan able to save that one as Hitchcock bumps it into the air. Rocco. And the Ike makes Sheehan dive to save it, and does. Allen.
I didn't see that.
Did not see was that a net violation?
I guess so. Sure didn't see it.
Coming in for Meadowdale. It's 10-10 now. Krabapko with the hit, hits it right into one of the Meadowdale players. It comes right back to her. Double hit, 11-10.
I think if it hits the Meadowdale player, the ball's still alive, isn't it?
They must have called it into the net then, because I think it bounced back to Babco and they held up two fingers, so implying that it went into the net first and not one of the players. Rocco drops that one in. Meadowdale able to come and get it. Honeywell going for the dive, but comes under the net in the process. It's a violation, and Mountlake Terrace picks up another point as it's now 11-11. Got two coaches that have been at this for quite a while. I think Marietta Snyder in her 10th or 11th year, and Mason Schrum in her 9th year at Meadowdale. Men's school district rivals here are the Hawks and Mavericks in numerous sports. Boucher hitting that one over. One of the Meadowdale players able to block it into the air. A double hit called against Meadowdale as that was number 12, Ailey Cashdollar, back in the game one more time. Mountlake Terrace with a 12-11 lead. Ellie Hitchcock setting that one up. Allen able to get to Honeywell. Cashdollar hits that one too far, out of bounds. Mountlake Terrace now with the 13-11 lead. Hitchcock back to serve one more time. Allen to Honeywell. Mogg going for the big hit and brings her arm forward a little bit too soon and hits that one right into the net. Mountlake Terrace now with their biggest lead of this set, 14-11.
I'm chuckling because I'm looking at the Meadowdale roster, the freshman roster. See if you see what I see when I look at it.
Okay. Allie Hitchcock hitting that one too far. Point for Meadowdale, 14-12. So I'm looking at the Meadowdale freshman roster. Is that correct?
Yeah, I don't know why I was looking down there.
I see exactly what. Well, that's a tall team.
That's a really tall team.
I think they failed to put in the height for that team. It looks like something was just.
It's the default. Yeah. Let's intimidate the other team. Our freshmen are all 6 foot and over.
Well, and the funny thing is, if you look there, Vince, there's one player one person that's 5'11". Did you notice who it is?
The coach.
The coach was 5'11", apparently. Didn't know when we started adding the coach's heights.
Oh, man, that's brilliant. I like it.
Another point, it's 14-13. See, according to the roster, the entire team is 6 foot, other than the coach, who's 5'11". I think that's probably not correct. As Boucher hits that one over. Nice job by Coltrane as Honeywell has to bump it over. Hitchcock sets up Rocco. Rocco back to Clean. Clean going for the big hit off the top of the net. It goes over. Meadowdale looking to hit it back across as Coltrane gets it over finally. Gabby Judy with a nice hit. Allen able to dig it out. Honeywell setting up Cash Dollar. Nice save by Hitchcock. Klingen going for another big hit. Hits it off the top of a Meadowdale player hand. And Alicia Klingen continuing to have herself one heck of a night.
Absolutely.
15-13.
You know, there are very few players that don't get substituted for during the course of a game, and Klingen is one of them. I don't think I've seen her take a seat yet. Boucher is the other one.
I hadn't thought about that, but now that you mention it, I think you're right. As Coltrane hits that one over, Boucher going for the dive, not able to come up with it. Point for Meadowdale. It's 15-14. And now Alicia Klingen, you did the game here last week. She looks like a different player.
Sure does.
Caitlin Webster with the serve. Boucher digging it out. Rocco setting up Gabby Judy. It's blocked very nicely by Meadowdale. Saved by Terrace as Ike able to get it over the net. Cash Dollar, Honeywell over to Coltrane. Nice save there by Hitchcock as Rocco hits it into the air for Boucher. Boucher hits it off of one of the Meadowdale players. Honeywell able to save it from the back. Webster to Cash Dollar. Another nice save by Hitchcock. So Alicia Klingen one more time able to use her body rather nicely to not go over the net, but hit that ball over, placing it where Meadowdale was really able to not really do much with it. And Mountlake Terrace gets another point, and you can credit that one to Alicia Klingen.
Klingen just having a game here.
Yeah.
You know, Boucher is too, but Klingen seems like she's just almost everywhere on the floor. And they'll set her up whether she's in the front line or the back line. Great ace, huh?
Ewing with what I thought was going to travel out of bounds, and she hits that line perfectly. I don't know if she was intending to hit that line, but she'll take it. 17-14 with the ace.
Well, the last time she served during this game, she hit it under the net, so she's got to be happy with that one, I would think. Same kind of serve. That's effective.
As long as it goes over, we'll take it. As Coltrane. So in Hitchcock sets up Cox rather nicely. Cox just pops it over. Honeywell, Yem finally pops it over the net. Klingen going for another big hit, and she gets the point. Alicia Klingen with the kill. 18-14 Hawks.
We were just commenting on Klingen, and she is really having a great game here. The whole evening has been good, but in this game in particular, she's really kind of asserted herself and taken on the leadership of just taking over as much as she can.
You are not kidding. That was a great play. Double hit. Mountlake Terrace, 19-14. This continues. They're 6 points away from the victory. They already lead 2-1. Leah Ewing continues to serve. Webster digs it out. Honeywell over to Coltrane. Coltrane with a beautiful hit. Wow.
That savvy little freshman saw the opening on the floor rather than try to do something spectacular, just do it something smart. Look at the smile on her face, too. She knows it. She sees the floor really well.
She was on the far left and just could not have hit that one at a more direct angle to the right side, just right over the net and over towards the sideline where nobody was standing. Webster might have hit a ball that was going out. Keeps it alive. Meadowdale pops it over the net. Hitchcock sets up Cox over to Klingen one more time, and Klingen it drills it home. Another kill as Alicia Klingon continues to have a huge night.
You know, in every sport, there are times when players are kind of feeling it and in the zone. Klingon is in the zone.
To say the least, we're going to take a quick break. You are watching the Sound Live Sports Network.
Welcome to Northwest Best, brought to you by Smart Service Subaru. Here's your host, Mike Halsey.
We're back at the Red Onion in Mountlake Terrace, and I'm with the owner, Sean, and the food here is absolutely terrific. The burgers are made with 100% beef, made to order with fresh ingredients. And you're involved in a lot of community projects.
Yes, Mike, we are. With the help of our loyal customers, we're able to give back to our community. Such as we take 100 kids shopping with cops and join us for our terrific Tuesday fundraisers. Join us
at Red Onion Burger.
And thank you for watching.
Back again at set number 4 here. You are watching the Sound Live Sports Network, presented by Shoreline Community College. Mountlake Terrace with a 20-15 lead here in set number 4. This could be the final set if they're able to get these next 5 points. Gabby Judy in to serve for the Hawks. Webster with the bump. Honeywell. Allen finally puts it over as Judy sets it up for Cox. Klingon going up for the hit. This time she dinks it over. Perfectly placed, Alicia Klingon. You are taking over this 4th set.
With her power, with her accuracy, her leadership, and that time, I don't know that she did it on purpose, but that was dropped right in front of Coltrane, who just did the same thing to the Hawks just a little bit ago.
I think Klingon's power set that one up as they were expecting it after the last 2 hits. Coltrane just taps that one over as Ewing able to come up with it. Cox over to Klingon one more time. Coltrane. Honeywell back to Yim. Judy with a nice save. Cox puts it into the middle of the floor there as Ewing pops it over and Yim able to block it. Another point for Meadowdale, 21-16.
Pretty critical time here for both teams. If you're the Hawks, you certainly want to stay with what you're doing and finish the game out. If you're the Mavs, you don't want to do anything to damage your chances here and maybe go on a little bit of a run. Certainly don't make any unforced errors.
Unusual thing about both of these teams, we'll mention this in just a second, is Sheehan gets it over the net. Cox setting up Klingon. Klingon putting it over rather nicely. Honeywell over to Allen. Hitchcock with the bump. Klingon just dropping that one in. Yeah, I'm going for the big hit. Hits it too far. Point for Mountlake Terrace, 22-16. And Vince, as we were talking about off the air a little while ago, neither one of Mountlake Terrace has yet to play a 5-set match all year. Meadowdale's only played 1 all year long, so neither one of these teams accustomed to playing in that 5th set if it does in fact get to that. Klingon with a big save. Gonzalez hits it backwards, and Mountlake Terrace is 2 points away from victory now. Be a moot point as far as that 5-setter is concerned, as Mountlake Terrace might be putting this one away here in the 4th set if they can get 2 more points. Honeywell. Yeah, a nice hit, nice dive by Hitchcock to save that one. Klingon with a big hit as Sheehan hits it up into the air. Honeywell setting up Allen. Allen very nicely dropping it in. Nice dive by Ewing. Babco putting it over. Boucher puts it back over the net. Nice rally going for both teams here as Hitchcock bumps that one to Cox, to Boucher. And it is blocked. I believe that was number 6 going up. Honeywell along with Yim, number 3.
Very effective by the Mavs that time. Interesting that they continue to go to Boucher over there. You would think that maybe Cox would have just dropped one back to Klingon, given how hot she is right now.
Boucher did have a good look. It just couldn't get it quite over as Cox trying to bump that one over with one arm. Can't do it. 23-18.
Here's where the Hawks need to remember that they're almost all seniors on the floor. Ewing the exception right now.
Against a team that doesn't have any on the floor, I believe. Allen is the only senior for Meadowdale. Speaking of Allen, she puts that one over the net. Boucher sets up Cox. Back to Klingon. Klingon going for a big hit and gets the point. Mountlake Terrace 1 point away from winning tonight. 24-18 Hawks.
Well, I think if you're Terrace, you just find wherever Klingon is on the floor you can try whatever deception you want, but just get the ball to 5.
And that was the plan on that play, wasn't it? I think was that Cox that set her up?
Yeah,
Went
beautiful.
backwards.
Oh, yeah.
Roca, this could be for the match. Honeywell to Allen. Into the net. Mountlake Terrace wins. Your score tonight, Hawks winning 3 out of 4 sets. 25-17, 22-25, 29-27, 25-18. The Hawks with their second victory of the season, improving their conference record to 2-7. Meadowdale dropping to 1-9. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we will have our Red Onion Burger player of the game and wrap up from the Terraceum. You are watching the Sound Live Sports Network.
Welcome to Northwest Best, brought to you by Smart Service Subaru. Here's your host, Mike Halsey.
We're back at the Red Onion in Mountlake Terrace, and I'm with the owner, Sean, and the food here is absolutely terrific. The burgers are made with 100% beef, made to order with fresh ingredients. And you're involved in a lot of community projects.
Yes, Mike, we are. With the help of our loyal customers, we're able to give back to our community. Such as we take 100 kids shopping with cops and join us for our terrific Tuesday fundraisers. Join us
at Red Onion Burger.
And thank you for watching.
Hey sports fans, do you want to know when and where your favorite teams in the West Coast Conference are playing? Who won the game last night and what the current standings are? Well, it's easy to find out on westcoathletics.com. The information is entered by athletic directors and coaches, so you know it's accurate and up to date, making westcoathletics.com the place to view official scores, schedules, standings, and photos for all the schools and all the sports in the West Coast Conference. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook and check out westcoathletics.com, the official website of the West Coast Conference.
Try and put one like off.
And we are back again at the Terraceum, where tonight the Mountlake Terrace Hawks defeat the Meadowdale Mavericks 3-1. Our Red Onion Burger player of the game, Alicia Klingon. Alicia, congratulations. Boy, your week just keeps getting better and better. Last week you were the homecoming queen.
Yeah.
Big football game. We interviewed you there the other night, and now you're the player of the game. First of all, congratulations tonight.
Thank you.
That fourth set, it felt like you were kind of taking over, whether you were stepping up and spiking the ball down or just even dropping it into spots where they couldn't get it. Was it one of those nights where it just felt like you couldn't do anything wrong?
Oh, definitely not. To start off, I felt a little rusty. My swings weren't really working out, but I just decided, to play smart and place the ball because, whacking at it wasn't working. So I was trying to play smart and just do things differently, and it was working out, and so I just kept doing that and just kept going up from there. So.
And you kept getting the points. And hey, it's been a long season for you guys. It hasn't gone quite the way you wanted. Mm-hmm. Is it hard to keep motivated right now? I mean, obviously you as a senior, you want to finish out strong, but
yeah.
I mean, is it hard to get everybody focused coming into a match like this, or what's the mentality?
Yeah, definitely. It's really hard going in to a game, loss after loss. It's really hard to have that competitive spirit of, we're going to win this thing when it's just not worked out. We've done that so many times, and it just seemed like it was a downward spiral. But our team's a fighting team, and we just don't give up. And our hard work really paid off this game.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask you also, you missed your entire junior season with a torn ACL, and I know when we interviewed you the other night, you had mentioned to us that it was a little bit rough because you missed a lot of your, I guess when you were playing with some of your select teams during the offseason to get ready for the season, so you were a little bit behind. Have you felt yourself getting stronger and stronger as the season's gone on?
Yeah, I definitely have. There's some things that I feel like I'm still a little rusty on just because I haven't, been doing it for like a year and a half before this season, and then coming in and trying to lead this team, and I sometimes put a lot of pressure on myself to do that. But I've just looked past it and just kept persevering and didn't let it stop me.
Boy, if you had any rust on you, it didn't show tonight. You had a great game. So again, you are our Red Onion Burger player of the game. We're going to get a picture of you here real quick so we can put this one up on the internet for you here. As Vince DeMero's snapping the photo. Can you get her there? So, Alicia, again, congratulations. Great job
Thank
tonight.
you so much.
Congratulations on the victory, and we're going to be broadcasting again next week. So you guys are far from done yet. Hopefully maybe a couple more victories before the season's over.
That's what we're going for.
Sounds good. So, again, Alicia Klingen is our player of the game. We'll let her get back to her teammates, and you get to keep that shirt as well. So, Alicia, nicely done. And the Hawks come away victorious tonight, their second victory of the year. And Vince, we'll wrap this thing up. I'll just hand you the microphone here. Sure. And, hey, if you're Mountlake Terrace, you've got a team full of seniors. Certainly these ladies, I know they're not going to make the playoffs this year, but these are matches that they'll never forget. They want to create their own memories on their way out, and a victory tonight doesn't hurt.
Not at all. And I have to say, too, that the energy that was expended in that third match just was remarkable. And then, to come out after that and still stay focused. Definitely Meadowdale had the disadvantage there, having lost that grueling back and forth. What was the final score of that one?
29-27 for the third set, yeah. And Meadowdale had 2 chances to put it away.
Right. And I think that has to play on your psyche a little bit. Meadowdale being a younger team, perhaps that, they haven't been in that situation before. But credit Terrace for sticking with their energy and sticking with their guns there in that last game, because that was impressive. And Klingen, I think, just took over. It was pretty clear that once the Hawks figured that out, that most of the sets were going to her on the offensive end, and she took advantage of it. It's great.
Did a great job. And the Hawks, again, coming away with the victory tonight, 3-1. I'd like to remind everybody that we have one more broadcast this season, Mountlake Terrace versus Edmonds Woodway. That is a week from tomorrow, so it's October 29th, a Wednesday night. So we invite you to tune in for that. And if you just enjoy watching high school sports in general, we've got a doubleheader of football coming up for you this Friday. 5 p.m. over at Edmonds Stadium, Glacier Peak versus Edmonds Woodway.
Yeah, should be a good game.
Followed up by the 8 p.m. game, Linwood versus Shorewood. So
and that's Linwood's homecoming game. Is that correct?
Linwood's homecoming game. So big night for the Royals. And by the way, one score that I wanted to pass along. Thanks, Jacob Walgren, for tweeting this over to us. Mountlake Terrace Soccer currently trailing Edmonds Woodway 2-0 over at Edmonds Stadium tonight. So again, thank you for everybody who tuned in tonight. Thank you for our sponsors. Thanks, Stephen Thompson and Ian Hentz for running the show for us and making us look. I was going to say good, but I don't know if that's possible.
It's not my case anyway.
But and Vince, appreciate you for being here again.
It's fun as always. Absolutely, always, Steve.
So on that, on that note, we'll sign out. Once again, your final here tonight: Mountlake Terrace 3 sets, Meadowdale 1. You've been watching the Sound Live Sports Network. Have a good night.
Good night.